on few things. One is on the data model part. Okay, data
Right.
model means data model, either it can be entity files or extension entity files or type list files. So those changes are something responsible as a Guidewire developer. That is one. So there are scenario-based questions I have, a scenario explanation, technical explanation I have created as a Word document. Along with the
Okay.
steps, I'll forward the document to you so that tomorrow for interview, it will be useful to you. Okay, for tomorrow interview. Tonight
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
forward. Tomorrow is your interview, right? Tomorrow is it?
Tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
Anyway, tomorrow you
Evening.
have interview. Today night only I'll forward all the information along with the other things. Okay.
Sure.
Anyway, take you, but I already told you. So coming back to the point from a configuration developer point of view, for the first thing about the data model part. Data model means whatever the entities type list, what are the columns we have, what are the type key, foreign keys. So those changes you have to make. That is one thing. Okay, from the data
Right.
model. So data model where we will be doing more on the ETI files, more on the entity files, at the same time more on the type list files. This is one thing. Second,
Okay.
second work as a Guidewire developer configuration, we focus more on the PCF part. PCF nothing but page configuration file, means any policy submission page or anything of that kind. If you want to add any kind of new fields to the existing one, this is all something will becomes under the PCF part. So data model means, let's say, if you have taken a tenure of the policy was somewhere, policy tenure is 1 year, okay, in the application. But the kind of insurance product your company is coming up with, that product has a tenure of 3 months, 3 months policy or 6 months policy, where you don't have it. So as a Guidewire developer, we have to make the changes under the type list. This is all data model
Right.
related.
Right.
PCF means any new fields you are adding. For example, you don't have, because if you can walk through the PCF functional flow when I explained you, there will be an option called MVR details, motor vehicle record details, right? So you can see that option.
Yes.
But
Yes.
but you don't find any MVR records there, right? Have you found anything? Right? We have an option, but we don't have any information as such for MVR records. Yes, right? We don't have anything.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So those required. So that can be one scenario you can explain to any team members to the interview time. Okay, you can explain that. Because why motor vehicle records is required? So motor vehicle records are needed for us so that we have to know. So what should be the possible thing? Okay, what are all the difficult, what are all the different scenarios that we have been knowing it? So we must be knowing about what are the different scenarios that we have, and we must be knowing about what changes that we are making. Okay, because whenever we receive the data details from the customer, what we do, we connect to the insurance, travel, means automobile, means external systems. Whenever we are connecting external systems, we are accessing the motor vehicle records of the particular vehicle. So when it was manufactured, right, what modifications were made, everything we can know. We come to know based on that. So accessing
Okay.
MBR details, the MBR details are important. So whenever we are accessing the motor vehicle record details based on the MBR details, etc., we have to process it further. These are all will be called as MVR details, wherein for if you want to access it, what you have to do in the application, you have to show all the details. All the MVR details has to be shown. So showing all the MVR details can also be part of Guidewire developer job configuration. Okay, second thing. Third thing about
Okay.
rating part. Rating part is also one of the key thing. Rating part generally what happen more majority of times, rating the third party rating engines are there in many insurance companies, because the reason why, if you see, when we have started our this thing in our developer studio, you don't find anything considered relating to the rating part, rating, right? So you don't find anything of that, because rating is a
Okay.
concept.
Anything you are aware real time, the company or the external rating means,
Rating engine
or
systems is
just I.
Syscon we have, right? So we have Syscon company, right? So we have many other. That is the reason why scenarios I am giving to you. The reason is that
Hmm.
I'll name
Okay.
a few
Okay.
companies and I'll mention you Syscon and all that. Okay, some third party internal
Uh,
engines are there and external third party rating engines also there. So many companies are usually follow third party rating engines. Using third party rating
hmm.
engine, what they do, we have to integrate with those rating engines. So based on the underwriting input is given, based on the underwriter, whatever the information submitted by the underwriter, whatever the risk assessment is being made by the underwriter. Subsequently, based on that, this rating engine will calculate the rate. That's what generally it was. Understood?
Okay. Okay.
Understood.
Yeah. And one more
So
thing.
this,
Yes. We create a underwriting rules, right, Raj? I think, yeah, you shown us from the policy center UI.
yes, yes.
Okay, we have some underwriting rules.
Right,
Okay,
right.
how we can use that in the
Under,
application or in
under,
the
underwriting rules are being used as a business logic. For example, I'll
Hmm,
give an example to you from the underwriting point of view. Okay. So, for example,
hmm,
customer have submitted the application. Okay. In
hmm,
that, they
hmm,
have mentioned the vehicle details. That vehicle is carrying some hazardous chemicals. Hazardous means some chemical
hmm,
transportation,
hmm,
something
hmm.
like liquid kind of transportation. Their business is belongs to. So whenever they
Yes,
mentioned in the application in the pre-qualification criteria, they have mentioned that they are going to carry some LPG or some liquid kind of
hmm,
transportation they were into. So diesel, petrol, right?
right,
This is what they were, for example.
yeah, hmm,
Now, what system has to do? When you have mentioned it, automatically system has to detect this as a high risk vehicle, high risk policy or
right,
high risk vehicle. Automatically, this application has to be sent to the underwriting team. Okay, so what underwriting team do? Underwriting team do the risk assessment. If they found this is really really important that to be addressed, uh, based on that rating calculation will be done. Sometimes there is a possibility where policy application will be rejected based on the input given by the underwriting team, based on the guidance. Otherwise, sometimes
hmm,
we give it a higher premium using the rating engine. Consider that this is the underwriting logic. Okay, this is a business underwriting rule. Okay, I'm giving
rule.
an example to you. This is an
Yes,
underwriting rule that we have to be updated. Now, whenever we have taken this underwriting rule, first of all, we have to write in the functional side. I already told you. Okay.
right, right,
In the
right,
functional side, one of the core and important thing last time also I have shown you called underwriting logic, business logic.
right.
What was the
Hmm,
business logic? Business logic, if the vehicle that were transporting, the liquid, the material that they are transporting, are part of hazardous chemicals, automatically application has directly should be sent to the sent to the underwriting team with immediate effect. Okay, so that
so
information.
basically, when one thing, so it means when it's assigned to underwriting team, right? Okay,
Hmm.
something uh, uh, it triggers some emails to underwriting team, and once they log into the policy center, right? It
Uh,
will show there in their queue
because
something.
underwriting generally what happen as the rating engine systems, underwriting systems are also external systems. These are also external systems.
Right,
So
right,
what those external
right.
systems do whenever they are logging into the application, because they'll also have the login credentials whenever they are logging into the application. If this particular policy submission that I am referring to, okay, as considered as a high risk, automatically what happen? Automatically they will get a request from the policy insurance company, stated that this is the policy information, these are the details. It
Uh,
will be pop up in their system, in their underwriting system. It will pop up automatically. It will go
uh,
automatically. It will go. It is not something that some X
mm, mm,
person is sending to the underwriting team. That's where we have to do the
Yeah.
automation.
Right.
Means
Right.
you are sending automatically because the reason why I told you product questions are the questions pre-qualification questions that we have mentioned in the Guidewire policy because of it. In that only, if you can
Right.
recollect yourself and go back and see, under the pre-qualification criteria, whenever we have selected a commercial auto policy, it will be that point is there. That question is also there. What was right? What kind of are you carrying any kind of hazardous material during the transportation or not? Right. So they will mention it. So all this
Yes.
information will be mentioned. So whenever you have mentioned in the pre-qualification criteria as is, and whenever you are forwarding this information, automatically it has to send to the underwriting team, and underwriting team will get a reply, will get a notification regarding this. This is what the condition of the particular policy that they have received. So for this, risk assessment has to be taken care of by the underwriting team, whether that can be accepted or rejected can be done. This has to be where you have to do this because this is your question. Okay, this is your question. This is part of integration, not part of configuration.
Right.
Understand, right? This is not part of
Right. Right.
configuration. This
Right.
is part of integration. Why? Because if an underwriting team, for example, if I am an underwriter or you are an underwriter or some X is and Y is an underwriter, if we want to receive, if that Y is to receive the underwriting, what is needed? As a developer, you must ensure you have to create RESTful API. API creation is something that we have to be performed. So if someone was asking you about the question, something relating to the underwriting business logic, it is directly or indirectly, it will be connecting to the integration developer role. Understood? Got it.
For some of the validation, right? Okay.
Uh-huh.
For example, if driver age is less than 18, okay, this is the
Yes.
functional underwriting. Functional guy will create the underwriting rule, okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
in the UI. So
Hmm.
how to use that in the the
We will
the
be using in
created
GoSu.
rule?
We will no, 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 because see, we are not going to create anything new because that code will be there. You can see .gs file is there. GoSu files are there.
Huh.
Okay, I'll show you tomorrow. We will connect tomorrow onwards, right? Tomorrow uninterruptedly I will show you. So
Okay.
there you will be
Okay.
finding already the code is already there in the studio only. Okay. There, what we are doing
Okay.
is based on the requirement. Okay. Based on the requirement, consider that if it is lesser than 18 years of age, automatically what should be the result? Policy has to be bound. So that changes you have to make in the either in the XML system or it can be the GS system, GS file. Because you have every entity you will be having an XML file in back of it. You know that. Okay,
Uh,
you know that. The same way
mhm.
we have even
Yes.
star.gosu files also there, program. You are not going to write any program file for that as separate because there is a logic. It is not lesser than 18 years, but generally age related information was already presented in the application automatically. So what you are doing is you are changing the age in
Uh,
back of the GoSu system, GoSu file. That's what we do.
okay. Okay.
Understood now? You clear?
Yes. Yes.
Right. So this is what we do. So major parts were one is data model part, second about the policy center PCF configuration part. I'll send you the scenarios I'm sending. Maybe in some time you'll be receiving all
Yeah.
this.
Just
Maybe
send
1
that.
hour
Yeah.
also. I had a
Okay.
meeting. So once it is done, today I'll be forwarding all this. Even it is late night also, I'll forward. So some scenarios relating to data model
Uh,
as a
yeah.
developer, uh, some scenarios relating to PCF configuration, some scenarios relating to rating. But my assessment, if I am not wrong, they can ask you more of rating also. Rating. Okay. So I'll try to
Rating. Okay.
try rating. Anyway, rating concept, you know it. I'll tell you the scenarios, but
Yes.
my suggestion to you is that whatever the scenario, interview questions anyway, you can go through. You'll understand. That's not a big thing. But whatever the interview scenario based
Hmm.
questions I'm sending you, try to own it those. And whenever it is required, so when someone is asking at the interview, try to explain those to them. Okay, that's my advice to you.
Okay.
Understand?
Okay.
Clear? because that's
Yeah,
important.
we have rating tables also, right, Raj?
Yes,
Like
yes.
something.
Basic rating table
Yes.
that I also am sending you. All these files are
Okay,
available.
okay.
I'll send you the rate table also. So you can, because that
Okay.
is a
And
very
one more
privileged
thing,
form.
yeah, and if they ask, okay, like this is property and casualty, right? I
Hmm.
can tell all the business line I worked on or any specific.
Yeah, thank you. Right. So you have raised a valid point. See, normally, even though you are a guideware developer, we are in general, practically out of our experience, out of my experience, even I can say, we will be experiencing on one LOB normally, one policy line. One policy line, either it can be auto insurance, property, depends on the requirement
Hmm.
that we get. Okay. So
Right.
my suggestion to you, if someone is asking you, do you have any LOBs experience? There can be a policy,
Hmm.
right? So which policy lines you work more?
Yes.
Majority market related is auto insurance. Okay, auto. It can be
Auto
personal
insurance.
or it
Okay.
can be commercial. Auto insurance is the major one. So I suggest you
Okay.
to say auto insurance, because why, you can ask me one
Okay.
thing, Raj, why auto insurance more? Advantage in this is that if it's a auto insurance, the advantage is we can explain multiple scenarios.
Right.
Even you
Right.
can
Right.
explain relating to the vehicle age, you can explain relating by taking a example of the modifier related stuff. You can take example of the driver age. You can take a example by taking the driver's history. Okay.
Hmm.
You can take an example of carrying the vehicle, carrying the material in the commercial vehicle. Okay. For what purpose it is being used. So multiple
Okay.
examples we can take. So we have. So I may be wrong. Okay. I may be wrong in sometimes because I don't say always correct I am. But generally, market requirement is more of auto insurance. Auto.
Hmm.
So I
Okay. Okay.
suggest you to focus on auto. If someone is asking you, I have very good knowledge
Yes.
in
Yes.
auto insurance. Okay. Uh,
Hmm. Hmm.
PNC auto insurance, personal and both commercial, because
Anyway,
our customer.
technically we work on other LOBs also, but yeah, while
Uh,
explaining, I can take the
Nahin,
specific
nahin. Even
the auto.
technically also, for example, we are working for one insurance customer.
Hmm.
Consider that insurance customer belongs to auto insurance. Okay. So as long as we are working for that client, majorly what we get is auto insurance requirements only, right? You don't get property insurance
Okay.
requirement.
Right. Right. Right.
If you see in that context also, line of policy line will be of more useful to
Hmm.
you.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
Understood?
Okay.
I'm sending all the scenarios. Every
Hmm.
scenario I'll be sending you. Maybe once my meeting is completed.
Yes. Yeah. Please share it. Maybe I'll go through that. I can explain the same in the
I
interview.
will do it.
So I no need to.